Hello YouTube, this is my very first video and I definitely, absolutely have no idea what I'm doing. So, go easy on me. I'm sorry, bear with me. I'm starting this channel at the encouragement of my husband and some friends, and mostly I want to give back to the same kind of community that helped me when I needed it. And what I mean by that is, see, I'm sick, and maybe I don't think I look it, maybe I do, but I have an immune disorder, and I was diagnosed mid last year, and when I went to the hospital being unable to breathe. And initially they told me that I had lung cancer and I should probably get my affairs together because I wasn't going to live much longer, and that's scary. And then they told me 2 weeks later, oh, whoops, we made a mistake. You're not dying, but you've got a immune disorder, and it's incurable, and it's going to screw with you for the rest of your life instead. The disease and the medications that I had to go on and off of to manage it made a lot of heavy changes to me. One of the medications made me gain a lot of weight in a very, very short period of time. One of the medications made me lose most of my natural hair. The disease itself made it very hard to continue my actual day job, which was a manual labor warehouse job, because my knees were basically destroyed. It hurt to go up and down stairs. My lungs couldn't handle hard manual labor for 10 hours anymore. So those were all major changes that I kind of had to adjust to as my new normal. And I felt pretty worthless. I felt like if I can't do my job, if I can't bring the same money to the household that I did, that if I can't handle the same things that I could, that I'm worthless. And on top of that, I started to feel pretty worthless because of my appearance. I never really cared that much about my appearance before. It was just kind of, I'm here, I never cared about my hair. I never cared about my body per se. But suddenly it was very, very ugly to me. Everything was very ugly to me. And it wasn't through my own doing, or at least I didn't feel like it was. It just happened very suddenly. And I just felt pretty worthless. And this is sorry. This is not meant to be a self-pity parade. It's really not. But I did have to adjust to my new sense of normal. And I was pretty miserable. And my best friend told me I should try wearing a wig. That maybe that would make me feel better about myself. And I was a self-pitying brat. So I went onto Amazon and found the cheapest bullshit wig I could find for like $30 and bought it with the full belief that it was going to come in, that it was going to look terrible because it was cheap, and that then I could show her and say, look, I bought this and it still looks terrible and I still look terrible because I am worthless. Like I said, I was a brat. And that didn't happen. It came in and it was not ready to wear right out of the bag. It was a lace front wig. I didn't even know what that meant at the time. So I had to trim it a little bit. I had to pluck the hairline and such. But I found that it really wasn't hard to do. And after I did it, I looked great. And it was by a company called Charisma, for those who are curious. They make very good wigs. They're on Amazon. I think they have their own website too. Never ordered from their regular website, but they make good stuff. And they're very easy for beginners. And I started to realize that this was a viable option, that I could actually look decent or look the way that I wanted to. And like when I had thick natural hair, I used to color it all the time. I loved vibrant, obnoxious colors like this. And, you know, blue was my favorite. So my natural hair was always colored almost all the time. And I missed that. And like my hair had been steadily thinning and thinning and thinning, and I was worried that adding any kind of chemical to it would just make me lose what I had left. But with these, you know, I can change my look every day, and it's not a big deal. It takes about 15 minutes. And some of the cheapest wigs out there are still pretty workable if you have a little bit of patience and a little creativity to customize it the way you want and go at it with some confidence. To be honest, like I get way more compliments on my fake hair than I ever did on my real hair. And mostly I find that it's because people don't really pay that much attention to your hair. If it's a wild color, they notice, but if they notice that, that's pretty much all they notice. They still don't really examine your part or look for tracks, or, you know, they don't pull you aside on the street and start digging through your hair. I mean, do you do that to other people? So, you know, and even the people that do notice you're wearing a wig, they don't care. And after realizing that made me actually feel a lot better, and it made me a lot more confident in wearing some of the crazier styles that I have. But, you know, I like, even when they're crazy, I like them to mesh well with my skin, to look like they're coming out of my scalp. I don't want it to look, even if it's pretty obvious that I'm not growing this color out of my hair or out of my head, I still don't want it to look obvious. So, you know, these videos are going to be reviewing various wigs that I like or don't like. I mean, we'll see as they get reviewed. And also tutorials on how to customize and edit things to fit the way that you want them to. You know, my natural hair is not that bad. Some people's natural hair is much worse than mine. I mean, I'll show you even. It's really not. You know, like, lots of scalp hair, but it's not terrible. It's very thin, but it could pass. But, you know, it's not a competition. It's not a competition of how awful your regular hair looks. And you don't deserve to wear wigs any more or less because your natural hair looks okay. You know, so basically, if you're not happy with whatever you have up top, or if you just want to change, then go for it. And that's what this channel will be for, is to help you through that and to teach you how to do that and look the best way that you want to. So basically, you know, you do you, and I want to be a resource to help you do that. Yeah. That's pretty much it, and we'll see where we go from here. So, like, subscribe, whatever it is that you need to do on YouTube, and we'll see where it goes.